Hello and welcome to Studio AMB. I'm sitting here right now with Mark from the rock band Alter Bridge, and they've also flown all the way from the US to play here at Sweden Rock Festival. And well, you guys are pretty big in both America and Europe, as I understand it, and you have several studio albums and loads of fans. But what is it, do you think, that have made you rise so fast in the industry, which is a highly competitive industry, if you compare it to other bands that never really reach out with their music?
Well, we've been at it for a long time. You know, we've been touring for, I don't know, 15 years or something with Alter Bridge, and over 20 years total with both Creed and Alter Bridge. So it's just working hard, trying to make each record better than the last, and putting out the best live music you can, and putting in a lot of time on the road so people become familiar with what you do.
Okay. Well, you've also been in the same band for 13 years now, I think, according to my sources. But what have been the hardest challenges you've had to cope with?
The hardest challenges are being away from family at any given day. You know, that's the worst. But I have them fly out here, or I fly home. So I try not to go 2 weeks without seeing them. So that's the toughest thing, because this is my job, this is my passion, and having kids is more important than any of that stuff. So try to make me and my kids' time is crucial. So I get them out here as much as I can.
Yeah. Well, since you've also been in the same band for so long, have there ever been any bigger conflicts that you've had to deal with, and how did you deal with them?
Yeah, we've had many conflicts. We've had many managers, business managers, record labels. We've probably dealt with 10 different record labels in all. We've had to buy out of contracts that financially put us, you know, in a financial grave for years. You know, so we've dealt with just about everything. We've dealt with death threats. We've dealt with you know, band member changes, and we've pretty much, and drug addictions and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, well, do you have any advice to any young musicians who may be in the band and have some trouble with their band members, or?
Yeah, just make sure who you're dealing with are people that you agree with their morals and the type of person they are, because if even if they're the best musician, there's other great musicians out there. You know, the core personalities have to really mesh. And if you have one bad seed in there, it could ruin the band. And you don't want it to happen 3 years later when you have some success. You want to nip it in the butt right off the bat.
Yeah, that's good advice, actually. But the music industry is changing a lot right now, in the way that you can access media or music. You can find it through Spotify or internet, and you can also post your own music everywhere. So what do you think that the best approach to the new changes would be as an artist?
Well, nowadays I would just I mean, put your music up on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere you can. You know, every chance you get. I get stuff, you know, tweeted at me. You know, check out my band's cover of this song, or check out my band's, you know, just tweet it at everybody. You know, use social network to its fullest, and it's a much different world than when we came out. Back in my early days, I would say try to get your song on the radio, but it's next to impossible nowadays unless you have a record label. So try and get a record deal first. Sometimes record deals don't work out, so just write great songs, and if a song is good enough, it's gonna make its way through somehow, I would think. Yeah,
so it's really about just putting your music out there. But do you think that
song first? If it's a great song, you can knock down all kinds of the walls in your way.
Yeah, well, but do you think that it's important to have like a specific image that you want to keep all the way through your career when starting a band, for example, or trying to be an artist?
I never thought of the image thing. It was always about the music. You know, it's I think pop stars have to be more wary of that. But don't do anything you're going to be embarrassed of 4 years from now. You know, try to keep it. You're going to look back on old stuff, and sometimes you'll have skeletons in your closet. Picture with. There's a picture I did years back where the photographer asked us all to take our shirts off, and it's an embarrassing, horrible picture that I wish was never around. but we were young and impressionable, and we did it. And so don't do things like that.
Yeah. Well, finally, we have a question that we ask every band that we interview, and that is, do you have any last inspirational words to any musician trying to make it into the business?
Just stay passionate, have patience, and write the best songs you can, and be a songwriter. That's the most important part, writing songs. Not being a good musician, not being a great guitar player or a great singer, being a good songwriter is more important than all that stuff. Because there's a lot of huge stars, look at Madonna or Britney Spears or you know, there's a lot of people that aren't the greatest singers, Cher, but they're huge stars, you know, so because they could write some songs and they know how to, you know, put it out there and perform those songs. So write songs.
Well, with that, we're going to end this interview, and thank you, Mark, for coming on the show.